I think we need to have an honest discussion on Splitgate 2 by 1047 Games. This video is not sponsored. I'm not getting paid to say any of this stuff. I've just been thinking about Splitgate and where it fits in terms of like the FPS market. I think that this video is not meant to be like beating down 1047 or the game. It's not to seem super negative because there are things that I do like about this game, but there are a couple things that just make me worried that this is just going to be like the first Splitgate and where the player population is kind of going to fall off and everything because of the skill gap or the, I don't know, the portals and stuff like that. I just feel like maybe there's a lot of people out there that want to love this game, and it's kind of similar to like Halo, where they want to love Halo, but there's just, for some reason, it's just hard for them to do that. I did play in that alpha thing like a month or two ago, and then I've actually been playing a couple games today on the beta. There is an open beta. You can all go play. You don't have to pay or anything. It's free. But these are just kind of my first impressions, thoughts. I didn't make a video on that alpha just because I didn't think that I had enough of an opportunity to play. I'm going to the beach today. I'm actually going on vacation for the next couple of days. So today was the only day that I could really get to play. I'll leave in a few hours. So I got a couple games under my belt. And quite honestly, I just feel like not a lot has changed in terms for me on where I see this. So let's get into the video. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like down below. If you want to see more Splitgate content from me, let me know in the comments because I'm open to it if you are. Because quite honestly, I do have fun with the game. So let's start off with the things that I like. I think the gunplay is good. I think all the things that an FPS needs is there. I thought that I would hate the hero shooter aspect a little bit more than what I actually do. I feel like the abilities and stuff, as of right now, maybe that's just because people don't know how to use them or anything, or they're not even popping it. I barely pop, mine. I sometimes forget to use like the shield and stuff like that, but they don't seem to like really break gameplay. I feel like I get detected a bunch, but it doesn't really like do anything. I don't know if like the skill gap between myself and others is just a little too big. I feel like sometimes I'm playing against bots. The game feels very easy when it's easy, and then I'll play like a player who actually knows what they're doing and can use portals, and they're zip zap zooping around, and then it kind of feels like I'm at a disadvantage because I haven't been doing that stuff. So it's kind of weird. Me, I'm a boomer shooter guy. The portal aspect, while cool, I worry again that it'll just turn out to be like Splitgate 1, where people are just kind of turned off by it and they're like, oh, I want non-portal mode, please give me non-portal mode, and then it's like it loses its identity. I will say my favorite game mode so far, or just playlist, is the big team battle one. I actually have had a lot of fun playing that. It's just pure chaos and stuff. People will just be running around doing things, and it makes me feel like I'm really good at the game. I do feel, this might be a hot take, but I do feel like Halo, like playing Halo a lot, makes you a better FPS player overall. You guys might disagree with me on that. But again, I think the game, it does feel solid. I didn't think that Splitgate 1 didn't feel solid, so I do think that the bones are there for a good game. I just don't know if it's going to turn out like Splitgate 1. I will say I also like the announcer. While he's no, Jeff Steitzer, he reminds me of it. He sounds like the guy who plays the clones in Star Wars. Tamura, I believe, is his name, and like in Battlefront. I've been playing a bunch of Battlefront, and his voice reminds me of that guy. So I kind of feel like I'm playing Star Wars, and I feel like I have a Star Wars FPS that I'm playing that's new. But things I don't like about this game, I am not going to lie, this is probably going to be a hot take, especially with all the art discourse that's been going around, like with Marathon and stuff, but I'm just not a fan of the like futuristic esports kind of aesthetic. It's like there are people watching, there's a crowd, and you're like, you're playing the future sports game thing. I don't know. That just has never really appealed to me. I much rather prefer like Halo's, you know, gritty realism, I guess, if you can call it that, as opposed to kind of what Splitgate's doing. And I know the skins and stuff are going to be a big part of this game because it is free to play. But, you know, in terms of the maps and stuff, I've just never been a big fan of that. The big team battle maps don't feel like that as much. There's like a cool snow map, a cool desert map, and like a map that's like an outpost looking thing. So maybe that's why I like playing that game mode a little bit more than I like playing the other game modes, because there's like one where it's like a stadium and people are just watching you. It's kind of like the finals. Like, I'm not a huge finals person. Again, that aesthetic of like futuristic esport has just never really hit with me. Another negative is I'm not sure what this game is missing for me. And I know portals are kind of like the selling point. It's like what makes this game different. It's supposed to be like the hook or whatever. But for some reason, I play this game, I'm having fun, but I feel like I get bored. And I don't know if that's because like I'm doing well and it feels like I'm just, you know, so much better than other people playing that it's boring like that. Or if I'm just not getting hooked because there's not like maybe I'm not thinking of the skill gap in the same way that other Splitgate players do. You know, like I'm much more about like gunplay and hitting shots and stuff like that. So maybe that's where the disconnect is with myself. But it just feels like something is missing to me. And that's unfortunate because I feel like it's so hard to find like an FPS game that's fun. I guess I worry about cheaters with this being a free-to-play game as well. I worry about the player count dropping. I know this is the open beta, and I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to stay open until the quote-unquote actual launch. So I'm not sure if we're going to see like a huge drop in players and then, you know, another big pop of players. So there's not going to be a lot of competition, I feel like, in between that time for this game, you know, like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Maybe like Gears of War is a competitor since it's an FPS. I don't know. But like in terms of like Halo and Call of Duty and maybe Battlefield will release this year, but we don't know. They're doing all their open betas. But I think that this is a good year for this game to come out and this a good time frame. So if they can hook people at the very beginning, maybe they can keep that player base loyal and it'll kind of like take away from Call of Duty and stuff like that. But there's just something missing. Maybe the gunplay is too easy. You know, like I feel like I don't miss or something. I don't know. I don't know if the hitboxes are huge or whatever it is. Like I've gotten a couple clips, like I got a 7-man and a 6-man, and there's just, I don't know. There's just something not quite clicking with me. And I would love for you guys to leave comments down in the description, you know, trying to help me figure out what that is. I've seen a lot of people, I watch streams and stuff, and there were people just like screaming and, you know, like super animated. And I don't know if that's normally how they are or if they were like having that much fun. But there's just something missing. Maybe it's because I don't have like fan loyalty to this series or whatever. I don't know. But Splitgate is a game I want to love. Splitgate is a game I want to support. You know, if they ever wanted to have any type of, you know, constructive criticism, I would love to be able to help them. But I'm rambling at this point. I just wanted to get this video out, letting you guys know that I did play it and I enjoy it, but there's just something missing. But if you made it to the end of the video, type in wormholes as the comment, and I will catch you guys in a couple of days when I'm back from my vacay. Peace!